It's Elizabeth from Fern Creek Stickers, and I am here today to set up all of my planners for February. Some of them don't need a lot of setup like the B6, but the other ones will have some more setup to do, and I really liked how I did everything for January, so I'm making like one small change, but other than that, I'm pretty much going to keep my setup the same. So I've got my planners, I've got a few things from these were the Black Friday monthly kits, and so I've got the journaling monthly kit, the reading log, and the deco, and then I also have a few stickers that I made for myself. So let's jump into it, and I will start with my goals in my MakseLife planner, monthly goals. And look, I put a sticky note here to remind me I need to renew my business license by February 15th, so I've already got that as a goal that I need to do. But I'm going to start with doing my monthly reflections. January monthly reflections. My biggest wins this month were good work habits and daily research and reading at work, and submitting a revise and resubmit. Things that are currently working in my life, planning, having perspective on this time in my life. Things that are currently not working in my life, having trouble with routine and rest due to Daniel's sleep. What I learned this month: habits, routines, and planning pay off. Don't count on extra time in the morning. Brian is here to help. What improvements or adjustments do I need to make going into next month? Keep working on time management at work and not taking too long of breaks, spacing out meal prep. What am I most grateful for right now? All of the new things Daniel can do and the joy he brings me. Habits I want to nurture next month. Do morning routine even if it's first thing at work. Area I want to focus on next month. Making time to relax and recharge. My overall satisfaction for this month was a 6. So the next thing to do is the monthly spread in here. And I didn't use last month, but what I'm gonna do is, let's see, where is this? Somewhere in here. I used the monthly spread in my B6 for planning out content, although I did not make YouTube videos, but that's okay. So I planned out content in here, which worked well, but I'm gonna move that back into the MakseLife, which is where I'd been doing it before, because I really just look at this when I'm planning at the start of the week. I don't keep referring to it, and the MakseLife stays on my desk, so it can be in there. And then I want to use this for gratitude, which is something a lot of people do in their monthly spread. And since I've got a few, and I think that'll work well because I'm like checking in with this planner every morning as part of my planning routine. So I think that keeping track of gratitude in here would work well. So what I'm gonna do is I used some of the Tombow dual brush markers to just kind of scribble, and then I layered these clear icons over top. Let's see, I'll show you those. And these are coming to the shop at some point in February. I'll have these available for several different things, but they aren't in the shop yet. So that is what I'm gonna do in the MakseLife. Okay, so I have the stuff in that I know will be here. I'm gonna write it in off camera. So like my schedule for videos going forward is gonna be Tuesdays, then plus new releases and mystery kits. So that's there, and I do know what all the videos are gonna be. And then like for Instagram, I'm always gonna post the previous week on Monday. So I've got Instagram posts I know will happen, and then as I write it in, I'm gonna add more because it does help me to have as much as I can scheduled out ahead of time. So that is the monthly spread, and then we get into the monthly goals. So for personal, my focus is supportive routines and habits. I want to do my morning routine, even if it isn't first thing in the morning, track phone pickups, and get Daniel's sleep figured out. For fun and recreation, I want to focus on making time for me. So I'm gonna read 4 books and do 4 weeks in my memory planner. For work and learning, my focus is maintenance. I'm gonna focus on blocks of Pomodoros, do 1 block of 4 per day, keep research moving on 3 specific projects, and stay on top of grading. For family and relationships, my focus is connection. I want to go on a date with Brian and do weekly family FaceTimes. For health and wellness, my focus is habits. I want to walk as many days as possible and focus on lunch and snack prep. For spiritual and personal growth, my focus is also habits. So do daily devotions, even if it's at work, and pray with Daniel. For financial, I didn't have a focus, but I want to track expenses and renew my business license and pay my business privilege tax and stick to my Instagram and YouTube plan. And for physical environment, I also didn't write down a focus, and I want to order rugs, do a daily photo sort, even if it's just 5 pictures, and clean out my dresser. Okay, so the next planner I'm going to set up is my daily B6. The only thing I need to do in here is the monthly, since everything else is happening in the days. Let me see, where is this? Oh, I also want to point out I got this new pencil board. It's hard to see because it's clear. I got this on Jet Pens, and I love this pencil board. It comes in different sizes. It was really cheap. It was like $2 or $3, and I love the firmness of it. It's perfect. The pencil board I had in my cousin was like maybe a little springy, and this one is amazing. And it's nice that it's clear because you don't like really see it very much. So, okay. So in here, like I mentioned, I'm going to do gratitude. So I've seen lots of people do this over time. I know that Taylor from Tattoo Teachers Plans has done this in her memory planner at points. And most recently, I think where I got inspired was Julie's Plans was using a monthly spread for gratitude. So I just made myself a sticker that says gratitude. Although now that I'm pulling that off, I'm realizing, do I want some washi? Maybe I'll put this along the side, and then I'll find some washi to put on the bottom. All right, so that's easy. That did not take much doing, so that is the only thing that I needed to do in this planner. Okay, then we'll move into my common planner weeks, and there are going to be a few things to do in here. Oops, need to stick those in the pocket. Okay, so the first thing is I have my February goals printed off here on a sticker. I got a huge pack of these magnetic things on Amazon, and I've been using them because in here I've got a bunch of things that I'm like flipping to every day. Well, actually, I think I just took a few off while I was getting ready to film, but I have like 3 or 4 places, and I like these. I mean, there is some bulk to them, but they don't damage the page. They work well on the thin paper, and I got a bajillion colors, so I've been switching them out to match my spreads. So, all right, so let's put February goals in here. And then realizing now I was like working so hard to squeeze them into this space, and I had more room than I thought. And then let me decorate this a little bit. Put a little bit of washi here. And then grab, I knew I had more of these guys. Let's see if this whale will fit. Oh, there's already a whale right there. I want a different one. Let's do this bear. Put the bear right there. All right, and so then this just lets me have, because I keep my MakseLife quarterly notebook is open on my desk. I have like a plate stand that I use to keep it open. So this just sits on my desk. So this lets me, if for whatever reason I want to check in on my goals, that's there. And then I have, these are kind of my goals, my big goals that I want to track at least for the quarter, but probably all year. And so I went ahead because I knew I would track these all for the quarters. Those were all set up already at the start of the year. So then the next thing to do is my monthly layout. So here is how January turned out. So I'm gonna do February now. And so I have the journaling monthly kit that I made. And here you can see my challenge with putting down the transparent stickers. This was like the second time I did it, and it like has a bubble. So we'll see how I do with this. So keeping it kind of simple in here. I wanna keep playing around with this. I'm like very, here's me with my sticky notes, reminding future self of things I need to do. I was very inspired by a few people on Instagram with how they did their monthly overviews when I was thinking about designing this kit. And I think Mom of Two Plans is one of them. But I'm still figuring out like all the layering and stuff. I like doing it, but it doesn't come as naturally to me as it does to some people. So I'm still working on figuring all that out. Also, I know this is something that a lot of people don't love, but I love the fact that this is a Monday start layout, so I do not have to renumber it at all. So I'm just whiting out the days so I can put these stickers over top. And fortunately, the whiteout doesn't really show once you put the transparent stickers over. And I should say too, with these kits, I was really thinking about a kit that would work in a lot of different planners. And I mean, you could use this in like a bullet journal or a notebook. You could use it in lots of different things. So the sizing is, I made everything small enough that you could use it in a planner as small as a Hobonichi Weeks. But I think I showed a post on Instagram where I did it like in an Erin Condren 7x9, in a Hobonichi Cousin. So it really works in a lot of different planners. But I knew, like, essentially I wanted something that I could use in this planner, but I knew that if I just made kits for this planner, they probably wouldn't be super popular, especially since it's the first year this planner has been around. Okay, so now you will watch the challenge of me trying to get this sticker on. Actually, maybe I'm gonna use my old trick. Let me just cut carefully because it's hard to see where the cut lines are. Uh-oh, I just cut into that other sticker. That's okay. This lets me, I use this for the like month headers in the Erin Condren, and actually I think this will work perfectly for doing this. The challenge is just going to be getting it straight when I do it like this. I'll pretend that it was supposed to look like that. It's not terrible, and that's a good thing about transparent stickers is it doesn't matter as much. So not perfect, but you know, it is how it is. It's stuck on there now, so we're gonna deal with it. Then I'm gonna put some of this long strip down here. Let's see. I'm gonna go this direction. I'll turn this again, because it's gonna be easier to trim off the other way. I probably should have cut this first. Okay, there we go. And then I will use my X-Acto and my ruler to trim this. I don't want to go too deep and cut through the page. There we go. Uh-oh. I pulled up a little bit of the paper with it. That's okay. Then let's do, okay, this time I'm going to start by cutting a smaller piece to work with, and I'm going to come do that up here. Oops, I did the same thing. I pulled up, oh, and that time I actually cut through the page. Oops. This is a like plan as I say, not as I do kind of situation. Then I think I'll put some of the deco down here. Oh, holidays. Okay. I'm gonna have to look up when some of these are. Valentine's Day is obvious. Okay, yes, Ash Wednesday is, I'm not gonna have room to put 2 holidays on there, so I am not going to put that one on. And honestly, President's Day is the only other one I'm gonna mark because that daycare is closed on President's Day. Yes, that's the 19th, so I do need to know that because daycare is closed. But the other ones are not super relevant. Well, Ash Wednesday is because there's church, but I put Valentine's Day. I should have put Ash Wednesday first because I know Valentine's Day is on the 14th. I'm not gonna forget that. So then things that I have scheduled, I've got this sticky note for doing a peer evaluation. Oh, and then I'm gonna come back to this. These little paint swatches have like dots in them that you can use to mark things. So I need to put that down. And then, oh, and I'll grab the pencil board that I have here, which really, this one is okay. I got this on Etsy, but I think next time I order from Jet Pens, I'm gonna get one like my B6 one to go in the weeks. And then on the 8th, Oh, it's still stuck on the sheet. I thought I lost a dot. On the 8th, I have, or Daniel has a doctor's appointment. I think actually at this point, that's the only thing. Let me just write here that daycare is closed. And we're fortunate that daycare is, we do not have too many holidays that daycare is closed, but this is like the one professional development day in the year. So it's closed that day, but usually it's not. But I think at this point, that's kind of what I have. More stuff will come up, I'm sure. But so that is in the front, and then we'll flip to the back. So, okay, so I'm gonna do this pretty much the same way I did for January. And the idea here is there's a lot of blank pages in the back, and so I'm just using these for notes. And so the first thing I'm going to do is, this is just kind of extra, but I did this for January too. I just made a vellum cover, and this is literally like, if you want to make something like this yourself, it's just vellum. I just put the pattern on, wrote February on there, and then I just cut this out with a paper cutter and was like eyeballing it and seeing I didn't get the size right. So this is the kind of thing you can just do on your own if you have vellum and a printer. It is nothing too fancy. And so this is suggested, this is the Tombow Mono, which is suggested for using on the Tomoe River paper. And I do think it's thinner than the other glue runner that I have. So I just put a line down there, and then the thing is I want to have it lined up with the edge. So instead of just plunking it down there, because it doesn't go quite all the way in to the back, so I'm going to try to line it up with the edge of the page and then move it backwards onto the adhesive. That is what I did for January, and we'll see if it works here. Perfect. Okay, so now I have that as kind of a cover page for February. Then the next thing that I'm gonna put in is my habit tracker, and this is, I will be bringing these to the shop probably at some point this month. As you'll see, I got the size totally wrong, so that is something that I need to fix, but I will bring monthly habit trackers that are Hobonichi week sized, and if there's other sizes that people want, I can do other sizes too, because these are pretty easy to do. But I had a habit tracker for January, and you'll see, I mean, it's kind of overkill. You saw the habit tracker in the front, but my word of the year is habits, and they really do have different functions, because the one in the front are like the key habits for the year, the things where I want to look back at the year and be like, wow, I did great at that. And these are like the smaller things. Like one of the habits right now is I'm working on getting coffee set up the night before, so that when I wake up at 4:30 or whenever I wake up, there is coffee already made and ready for me, which makes a huge difference. And so like here's where I'm tracking, like, did I make coffee the night before? But that's not the kind of thing where I'm gonna want to look back at the end of the year and be like, oh wow, that was life-changing. I did such a good job getting coffee prepped in advance. So so these different habit trackers do have different functions, and I've really made this part of my planning routine. I'm realizing though right now I did not figure out which habits I want to write in, so I'm going to do that later off camera. Then I did not plan out what I want to do on this page, so I'm going to make a reading log again, but for last month, I made this a 2-page spread, and so that's what I want to do again. And so I'll need to figure out something else I want to do on here. For January, it's a list of clothes I want, spring clothes that I want for my wardrobe, so that I have a list of things to watch out for when they're on sale. So I'll figure out what's going to go there. But then I will do the reading log next. And let's see, for January, I just cut the word log off because it doesn't quite fit, but I also could do it on the side. That might work. Maybe I'll do it a little bit differently this month. Okay, that looks good. And then maybe I'll put this stack of books at the top. And then, so let me see, last month, I think I've actually got one book I still need to add. Yes, I've got one book I need to add still. So, okay, I set it up like that. So, hold on, let me get this stray washi off of my ruler so I can use it to write. So I think I'll do the same thing where I'm going to kind of make a table, but maybe I'll put, I'm trying to think if I want to put this stuff at the top again. Oh yeah, and I need to go and fill in that stuff too for January. Yeah, maybe I'll make that a separate section at the top, and then I'll fill in below. Oh, and also I should say too, I'm using the Sarasa Mark-On 0.4. I really like this for the Tomoe River paper. I feel like it's not the most popular pen that people use on it, but I do see other people using it, but I have really liked this pen. Okay, so then I'll put these like kind of summery ones. I didn't use this notes and quotes one last month. I don't think I'm gonna use that one. It's not, yeah, not really what I'm going for. Trying to figure out how these will fit best. Favorite book. Okay, I can put one of the big ones and one of the small ones on each of here. I'll overlap them a little bit. That'll look fancy. Okay, that looks pretty good. And then maybe I will put a little bit of deco here. That is hanging off the edge of the page. There we go. Then I will put in the these headers. Excellent. Okay, I think that looks good. And then yeah, and then the rating sticker will go here. Okay, so maybe I should recenter that a little bit. Okay, perfect. Then I'm looking to see if I want to put anything else. I want to put this piece of torn paper somewhere. Maybe I'll put it down in this corner. Yeah, because then, yeah, actually that'll work well, because if I make it, well, I'm not going to read that many books, but if this sticker overlaps with that a little bit, that'll be fine. Okay, so I think that that looks really cute. I like how that turned out, and I can always add some more deco in. Oh, sorry, I was totally off camera there. I can add some more deco in there if I want. So then I'm going to stick all of this in my drawer where I would keep stickers that I'm going to want at my desk. And so that is what I needed to get set up for February. So I am all ready to go for the month, and I hope that it is a great month. Like many of you, I felt like January was a million years long, so I am ready for a new month and ready to get a little closer to spring. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and seeing how I am setting up and using all of my planners. And like I mentioned, I should be back to posting pretty regularly on Tuesdays, so stick around and I will see you again soon. Bye everyone.